Good morning, everyone. I just got done burning some sage, so it's like it's really smoky in here. So when I was meditating just before I started the camera, because the energy today is a little bit lighter, but when I was meditating, I was like, okay, what is it that I'm feeling called to talk about? I looked at the cosmos, see what's going on. There's really not a lot of changes from yesterday, except we have all very happy relationship aspects between planets. So like Venus is trining Neptune still, Saturn is sextile Neptune still. But there's this underlying, even though everything feels lighter today, there's an underlying push from inside that's saying to you, should you be doing more? Are you doing enough? Do you need to push yourself more? Do you need to do there's like almost a nagging sense in a way that we have to be more or do more or have more, or, constantly pushing ourselves to be bigger and better, always striving for success and always striving for the next best thing. So even on days where it feels really light, you could be really hard on yourself for no reason. Or yes, there is a reason. But are you being hard on yourself? Are you competing with yourself, or are you competing with everybody else? Are you because a healthy competition with yourself and saying, I know that I can do better. I know that I have it in me to be the best person that I could possibly be, whatever that means for you. That's a different scale for everyone, right? But in the world right now, we almost pride ourselves on constantly striving to be better than the next person, keeping up with the Joneses, if you will. And always, always, always the need for success to be bigger than this person or this person over here. And that has divided us. We've become very individualistic in our dealings with people, where, we, and a lot of people would call it hermit mode. I don't want to go out into the world because I don't have the energy to compete today. I don't have the energy to look my best. I don't have the energy to smile at a stranger walking down the street. Like 50 years ago, 40 years ago, you didn't have to lock your doors in your neighborhood. You guys had block parties every single week. Everybody would get together and have block parties. I remember that growing up, having block parties, having fish fries, the community getting together and genuinely enjoying themselves together. And now we've become people who are scared of people. We're scared to get close to somebody because they might be a narcissist. Oh my gosh, what mask are they showing today? So we hide instead of putting up boundaries, because, boundaries would be easy, right? It's easier to run away than to look at somebody and say, that's my limit, that's my boundary, and then stick to it. It's easier for us to run away. So instead of engaging, and instead of possibly getting triggered by somebody, or, not putting ourselves in positions where we could get hurt, we isolate. And I know that me talking to you guys right now is not going to change an entire world of isolators, right? But I want you to ask yourself if the fear of meeting new people has kept you in a bubble, because that was me. There was one point in my life where meeting new people or meeting other people, and I still kind of have it every once in a while. I mean, we call it social anxiety. And I still have it every once in a while, but since I've learned how to protect my energy, and since I've learned to focus on my journey and to stop focusing on other people's journeys and be happy and grateful for other people's successes, because that's really the key, is when we start to look at other people like they're humans on the same planet as us, right? And I know that there's like a whole world of holograms, and I know that we're in different dimensions. But when we're talking about being born in a generation or during a time where the one thing that humanity needs the most is love, but we separate and divide ourselves, that's the hardest thing to be able to bring together, right? That's the hardest thing to, you can't love other people when there aren't people around to love, because you've isolated yourself, right? This was kind of an aha moment after I did my second workshop last night, which went fantastic. And thank you to everybody that participated. I'm debating on, I might make the recording or one of the recordings available for purchase, because I want more people to see that workshop. But that's another topic for another day. I'm still meditating on that. I'm still moving around with that in my mind, making the recording available for purchase. But I had this aha moment after the workshop last night where, we've become such a society of being isolated and being on our own and not having that community feel anymore. And a lot of it is fear of being hurt, fear of being deceived. And they're all very real fears. I'm not saying that stuff doesn't happen. Of course it does. I mean, I lived my life in being, damaged by other people for a long time. But the way that you take the fear away is you focus on yourself. And as you raise your vibration and as you kind of come into the mindset that, oh man, I really can live my life and I can live it happy and I can feel good every single day. And when you come back into that mindset, engaging with other people does not become a scary thing anymore. Engaging with other people gives you life. It feeds your soul, because it'll be the right kind of people. You won't be attracting, the reason why you're afraid to meet other people is you have constantly been attracting people to trigger you, to heal wounds within you. So if you recognize why it's happening and how to heal yourself, your vibration raises and you start attracting the right people into your life. So I want you to chew on that a little bit right now. As we move into Scorpio season, we have the new moon in Scorpio ritual that is available on my website. So that's going to be on a Monday evening, and it's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I also have the following meditation and Reiki healing circle for strengthening your intuition. We're going to work on our third eye and our crown chakras and opening them up and being open and receptive to because we all have this gift. I just have learned how to use my gift, but we all have the intuitive gift. So I want to show everybody how to open their gift up. But as we move into Scorpio season, it's a time of great change and great transformation. And we're going to be having a Mercury retrograde. We're already in the pre-shadow period. That Mercury retrograde starts on October 31st. And, last year when we went through Mercury retrograde during this time, I know that a lot of people released so much because Venus was in retrograde as well at the same time, which only happens like every 18 months or something like that. But so Venus was in retrograde at the same time Mercury was in retrograde, and it was a lot of people released a lot of things at this time last year. And because of that, really, and I'm shaking my head because I was one of them. This girl right here, this one. And whether it was a final release or whether it was just a release so that I could grow some more, it doesn't even matter. Like whatever reasons why, or who or what or when or how, or the environment or the situation or the job or the person, or like whatever it was that you transformed yourself in last year, I want you to look back at that, and I want you to see how much change has happened in your life since then. Because sometimes before we release somebody and we're holding on to them, and it takes very hard, it takes a lot to release it, right? And we're holding on to it and holding on to it. We believe that that's what we want because our ego is telling us that if we don't have that, we'll be missing out on something, or we'll be, it just, we have to have it. We just have to have it, right? It's an obsession. But once you release it and you feel that freedom, and it's a little bit difficult at first, but then you release it and you allow it to go during this Mercury retrograde. I want you to look back during that time and, the months, the last 12 months, and see how far that release got you. And and when you recognize it, even if it was painful after it happened, but when you recognize the feeling and the freedom of the release, you can release things that are holding you back easier over and over and over again, right? It's like, but you have to get over that initial hump. You have to allow yourself to see the victory within the act of release. You see what I'm saying? So we have the Six of Wands and we have the Hierophant. So I feel like some of you are sort of rising above a societal standard, or rising above like what other people think. Yeah. And this is, oh, sorry. I know I do that a lot, but there's so much energy that like sits in my neck sometimes that I have to release it. Whatever it was prior in your life that you sort of had a belief system in, that you believed in, right? I feel like there is a release. There's an acceptance. You're not bothering yourself with it anymore. So we have the Knight of Wands and the Four of Cups. So for example, like you've been practicing one religion your whole life. And then you realize, man, it's not just one religion. It's a whole bunch of religions all put together. And it's all really based on humanity and love and everybody as a whole, community and all that, whatever, right? Like the ultimate energy and source is more than just one religion. And you're having this amazing aha moment, but you're not entirely sure what to do with it quite yet. But you're sort of rising above a societal standard. Maybe it's that you're supposed to be married by a certain age or something. You know what I mean? You're just like, you know what? I'm not even going to deal with it. I'm better than concerning myself with this issue here. So you have the Six of Wands. And the reason why I'm saying that is the Hierophant is very much society. It's government. It's the law. I mean, not really. Justice is actually the law, but it's morals, it's values, it's what other people deem as right or wrong is the Hierophant. And then we have the Knight of Wands, we have the Four of Cups, and we have the Two of Swords. So this is what I'm saying. It's like allowing yourself to see the bigger picture is really fantastic, but shutting yourself off from everybody and everything because you've changed your mind. I mean, maybe at first you want to do that, but I don't know that I want you to make it a habit. I mean, some people are going to be toxic to you, yes, and you have to sort of shut them off. But I feel like you're sort of swaying back and forth on, do I keep these people in my life or do I not keep them in my life? Like somebody out there in YouTube land is really grappling over like keeping certain things close and then pushing it away. So let's see what the Six of Wands is. So we have the Page of Pentacles on the Six of Wands. There is a humbleness about what you're doing right now. It's interesting. It's like you're winning by humility. That's really interesting and makes a lot of sense. And so we have the Strength card on the Hierophant. And this would give you an inner strength that you probably didn't already have, because you're able to see the forest through the trees. That's a really weird saying. It's a really weird saying. But it feels very much like somebody has recognized that the only way to win and the only way to have strength in their life is by not trying to win. You know what I mean? Humbling yourself and saying, things are going to go the way that they're supposed to go. I am not going to be set on a standard that I was previously programmed with to believe that success looks a certain way. But they're missing something here. So I'm going to keep going. I feel like you're missing something in a way. Keep going. Keep going. So we have the Emperor and the Six of Pentacles on the Knight of Wands. Oh. Trying to decide and dictate and control where your energy is going to go. So even if you've realized that the way to success in life is not necessarily by constantly like pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and striving and striving and striving and striving, right? It's about a humility. There's a caveat. There's a there's something, the control factor of the energy, like I feel like you have to give your energy to a job that you don't want to be in anymore, but you still have to do it. Even though you've realized how to be successful and you know that what you're doing isn't working anymore, you're still grappling with, I have to keep giving myself to this dictatorship, which would be the Emperor, and the Six of Pentacles. I have to keep doing this because I don't know any other way. I don't know how to be, like, I know that this is what I'm supposed to do, but I don't know how to do it. It all makes sense. Here's the thing, is it's not about trying to figure out how to do it. It's just about doing it and humbling yourself to learning new things and to being open to new paths and not limiting yourself in where you are. But are you ready to even talk about it? Are you ready to even talk about how you should be changing your habits and your patterns? Because that's really what it comes down to, is when you already know what needs to be fixed and you're not doing anything to fix it, clearly, and I'm not like obviously pointing, I'm looking at all of you, okay? I'm looking at all of you. But I was a little bit struck there for a second. I'm like, why would somebody want to do that? Why would somebody know how to fix a problem and then not fix it? Out of fear, out of apathy. The Four of Wands on the Four of Cups. Out of apathy, out of genuinely not feeling good about who you are and thinking that it doesn't really matter if I decide to go a direction or not, what's going to come of it, and probably just going to fail doing that too. But you already know that that kind of mindset doesn't work, but you're not changing it. I feel like today is when you're recognizing that you can no longer be blind to the fact that you're blind. That, and not even blind, but the reason why you don't move forward is the fear of how everything always turned out, right? And instead, it's like you don't even want to acknowledge the gifts that come in, the pathways and gifts and opportunities that are showing up for you, right? And that Four of Cups, he's totally ignoring the fact that there's a cup coming right out of the sky from Source itself, which would be the Ace of Cups. Thank you very much. And it will probably lead to stability and happiness and marriage. We have 3 cards of marriage here, right? You just taking a step and getting out of your own way and stop giving energy to other people who dictate your life. But are we ready to have that conversation? Or are we just going to shut it down and be like, see what I mean? And here's the thing, is it's not even that you don't want to do it. You're just so stuck in all of the ways that it didn't work out before. You're focusing so much on what didn't work in your life that you refuse, Two of Swords, to see what you have standing still with the Two of Cups here, right? So we have the Five of Cups on the Two of Swords. And instead of you recognizing that all you got to do is take one step in a different direction, Queen of Cups and the Magician and the Fool and the Two of Cups and the Ten of Cups, for Pete's sake. I mean, Queen of Cups, Magician, the Fool. This Queen of Cups is manifesting some new beginnings. And within that manifesting is being very, very vulnerable and risking so much. And what is she trying to manifest? Ultimate happiness, stability, health. Two of Cups, Ten of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Sun. This is a person, this Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, these two people aren't letting anything slow them down. This is what happens, this Magician and Fool, the 10 of Cups, the 2 of Cups, the Sun. That's what happens after you just do it. You're vulnerable enough to say, I'm just going to do it. I listened to my intuition, High Priestess. I changed my ways, the Death card. I healed my wounds, the Star. And here I go, the Chariot. So much. And it's like destiny, because major arcanas are destiny. This is a whole line of destiny right here. I mean, I'm just like shocked that all this just came out from the bottom of the deck. After I just said, if you just opened your eyes up and you saw what you have in front of you right now, and that the universe is trying to offer you a gift, and you change your ways and you listen to your intuition and you allow yourself to move forward, and you learn from your mistakes of the past, ultimate happiness. 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups, right here in the middle. I'm just saying, guys. So I hope you have a wonderful day. I do have a couple of reading spots available next week. So if you want to get a 30-minute reading from me, live or recorded, I'll be scheduling just a few next week. So, but take good care of yourselves. And, you know, just remember that it's not where you came from and it's not where you're going. It's who you are and who you're touching in your life today that really matters more than anything else. When you are interacting with other people and making a difference in other people's lives, that matters. So I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.